Hey everyone, I am out on the deck today to start the recipe for our zucchini pizza casserole. And the reason I'm out on the deck is, as you can see, I'm squinting like crazy here. The sun is gorgeous. Now normally I would dry our zucchini and tomatoes either in the oven or just with a towel. Well, not the tomatoes, but the zucchini. But it's so gorgeous out, I'm just gonna use the sun today. So let me turn this around and I'll show you what I've done. All right, so I sliced up my zucchini pretty thin. I mean, we want it, I can grab that there. Oh my gosh, the sun's so bright. We want that pretty thin there because this is gonna be baked in the microwave, and we want the zucchini to cook through. Now, the only downside is occasionally we're gonna get some flies, but we're gonna be baking everything. So I did the tomato, and I did the zucchini, and I'm just gonna leave them in the sun for a little while, take out some of the moisture so that when we put them into the deep covered baker to make the, oh my goodness, now we have hornets too apparently. When we put it into the deep covered baker to make the casserole, everything will be just a little less moisture. So of course, as long as the chickens don't eat my tomatoes and zucchini, I might bring them out with some of the cuttings. They'll be happy with that. So anyway, yeah, back to the recipe. Yep, so we're gonna leave them in the sun, let them dry out, and I'll come back. We've given them a couple hours, and I'll show you how we make zucchini pizza casserole. All right, it's been a few hours, and the zucchini and the tomatoes are almost, not really rubbery, but they're definitely dried out. So rather than, again, doing this in the oven, I dried them out in the sun. So now it's time to put together our zucchini pizzas, or zucchini pizza lasagna. So first thing I did was I put a good amount of olive oil, about a tablespoon and a half maybe, and I'm just using the oh my goodness, my basting brush, silicone basting brush, to coat it so we don't get any stickage. And now we're gonna start assembling. So first, I'm just gonna do a light layer of just Italian seasoning in there. I'm gonna use a little bit of that throughout. And then we start layering. So I'm gonna do some zucchini. So the first layer's important. I'm gonna build that base. And the number of layers will all depend on how many will fit. So, got a whole bunch in here. And, all right, so that's my first layer. And then I'm going to put on a layer of tomatoes. And I'm just gonna kind of spread these a little bit. So as everything bakes, the juices will spread. And maybe only be 2 layers, 2.5, but that's okay. It's gonna taste good. That's all that matters. Oh, I'm having trouble getting my tomato off the tray here. Put a little bit more in there. All right, spread that out. Okay, and now I'm going to put on some pepperoni. Now you could do this any way you want. We love pepperoni. So we're gonna do with pepperoni, but you could absolutely do this with mushrooms. You could do it with peppers, like sauteed peppers and onions. You could make this totally vegan. We're gonna add cheese at the end, but you could do it without cheese, or you could use a vegan cheese. You could use any kind of toppings that you like. Whatever kind of pizza you like, you can do it. You can do those toppings. I guess you could even do pineapple and ham if you really like that. So whatever you like. I'm getting a good layer here because I'm probably not gonna put any pepperoni on the very top. I'm just gonna put it within. So we're almost done with the first layer. And separating these pepperonis is the hardest part. Okay, so that's the first layer, and I'm gonna do a little bit more of the Italian seasoning. Just a little bit, little shake, shake. A little bit of flavor there. Okay, so I'm gonna keep working on this, and I'll come back once I get all the layers done. All right, and there it is. I got about 3 layers in there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cook it uncovered in the microwave. I'm gonna start at 10 minutes, and then I'm going to add the cheese on top. And I'm just gonna use like a shredded cheese. You could use anything, again, and you don't have to use cheese if you don't want to. And then I will check it for doneness, and I will show you that as soon as I've cooked it. So here's the finished before we stick it in the microwave. And again, about 15 minutes-ish to cook it, but we'll check it partway through. And I'll show you guys on the next step. All right, so it's been 10 minutes that we had the zucchini pizza lasagna in the microwave. Now, just to show you why I dry everything, because I mean that's the moisture that we're getting, and that was after everything dried. So some of that's a little bit of oil from the pepperoni, but I definitely don't want too much moisture in there. So Sue's helping me. She's gonna sprinkle the cheese on top. We were gonna do shredded cheese, but apparently we didn't have any. So we just cut up some block of cheese into little pieces, and she's just gonna sprinkle it over the top here. And then we will cook this for, I'm gonna do another 5 minutes, just about 5 minutes, because we really want those tomatoes to cook. They're not as good when they're a little bit raw. So we'll stick that in another 5 minutes. Now we have the cheese on top, and I'll show you the next step. All right, it's been another 5 minutes. You can see the cheese is definitely melted on the top there. And I'm just going to go through the center with a paring knife, and I just want to make sure it just goes easily through. Yep, I'm just checking a couple different spaces. Just want to make sure that the zucchini is cooked fully. We're not huge fans of undercooked zucchini. But yeah, so that's our zucchini pizza casserole. It doesn't look like much, but oh my gosh, this is super filling. Like I said, you can add all the toppings that you want. We're doing pepperoni tonight with a little bit of cheese. Those are tomatoes. I think we used 3 full tomatoes and 1 medium-sized zucchini. And this will be a great meal tonight. So I hope you enjoyed the recipe, and thanks for watching.